We, the British, are the most sensible, normal, down-to-earth fucking people in the world. Huh? Yeah, I'm not saying we're better than the Yanks, all right? I'm not saying we're better than you, Mike. What I am saying is you're worse than us. It's basically... No, mate. It's not personal. It's not personal, it's general, so it includes you. The point is... The point is this. Yeah? Yeah, I mean, we currently, the British, are World War champions of the world. Undisputed World War... Yeah? We haven't lost a war. We haven't lost a war for 1,000 fucking years, that is a fact. Yeah, we even had a war against the French that lasted 100 years, called the 100 Years' War. And the reason it lasted 100 years is because we're enjoying winning it so much, we've spun it out for the full century. Oh, yeah. If it's going well, you stay at the crease, don't you? Now, the point is... I mean, we had to help the Americans in the Iraq War, and there are people who say the Iraq War was unnecessary. I cannot agree. It was essential practice. In case one comes along, we've actually got to fight, wasn't it? Got to stay match fit in case the Germans try again. I've been too quiet for too long. I mean, they're saying Iraq's turning into a new Vietnam. Oh, no, loads more fucking miserable films with Yanks in. Now, the point is... No, we had to help you. We had to help the Americans, because they've never won one on their own before, have they? And they came to the experts, undefeated World War champions of the world, because the British Army, the British Army works on a simple system, doesn't it? Yeah? The American Army, a dog's breakfast, with all due respect, because the battle plan for Iraq was a disaster, wasn't it? Because what did they do? And we all knew it was a rubbish battle plan. You knew, didn't Heidi? You knew, didn't you, love? And it doesn't concern you, sweetheart. Everyone knew. The boys knew the Yanks were going to fuck it up, didn't you, fellas? You knew, didn't you? You knew. Yeah, Ludwig. Yeah, you knew with your detailed understanding of military campaigns. We all knew. Phil knew. Yes, Vera slammed the phone down on him, and yet again, he knew. You boys, you knew, didn't you? Yeah? Yeah, the American battle plan, you knew, didn't you, Andrew? Your head full of uniforms. Oh, those poor boys. We all knew. We all knew. Because what did the Americans do? Basic, bottom line, battlefield error. They sent Marines, water soldiers, and they sent them to fight in the fucking desert. How was that ever going to work? Baghdad's a 5-hour drive at best if you ignore the speed cameras. 3 weeks in a speedboat. Come on, fellas. Baghdad or bust, boys, come on! Fuck it, let's pedal. I don't know what I've been told. Nonsense. So what did we do? We're in the desert, we did the obvious thing. We sent the desert rats. Because the clue is in the fucking name. Phone rings, we're in the desert. Well, we'll send the desert rats then. It's obvious, George, don't be so stupid. Yeah? Yeah, all right, OK, I'll tell them to paint the van yellow. Oh, get away from me. Now, the point is... Yeah, because that's how the British Army works, isn't it, fellas? On a simple job name description allocation system basis. Because we are the most sensible, normal, down-to-earth people in the world, yeah? The British Army works on a job name description allocation system basis. Very simple, yeah? You've got the desert rats for fighting in the desert. It's obvious, isn't it, yeah? You've got the parachute regiment for parachuting. It's obvious, isn't it, yeah? You've got the Royal Engineers for going behind enemy lines and putting out cones, haven't you, fellas? Slow the traffic down to 20 for no fucking reason whatsoever. Stand in a luminous top and do nothing, disrupting the enemy's infrastructure. Fucking brilliant work, fellas. We've got the Scots Guards keeping an eye on the Scots. Oh, yeah. Got the Irish Guards keeping an eye on the Irish. Not so busy anymore. And of course, now we're all friends. And of course, the Welsh Guards for simply keeping an eye on the Welsh. Mind you, there's nothing to guard in Wales since they dug out all the coal. They should have paced themselves, really. Now, the point is... We've got the Horse Guards for guarding the horses, haven't we? Yeah? Horse artillery for firing horses at the enemy. Freaking them out. Achtung! Horse! And, of course, the light infantry for fighting during the day. It's a simple system. Special forces soldiers who can't read. A simple system. Laid out plain and simple so the Queen, who's a woman, can understand how her army works. You can't argue that.